seventh chakra. It says we're live now. Okay, welcome everybody. Seventh chakra today. It's Sunday, August 10th, 2014. Welcome to Yoga Talk. This is the show where we apply the principles of yoga to everyday life using the chakras. So, first chakra, remember, is down here. So now we've come all the way up. The end of week one, we're at the crown chakra. So this is where connecting with the universe, connecting with God, things that we love to do on Sunday. So I gotta send this link real quick. Alright, bear with me. Today, I had a pretty nice day today. A couple of good things happened. Had a nice dinner. A nice family-style dinner. Great thing to do on Sunday. And went down to the farm. It was cool. We had a nice grill feast spectacular at the farm, and anyone who knows the farm knows what I'm talking about. It's totally awesome. And let me try and saw the sunset. Very nice sunset tonight. I don't know if any of you saw it, but alright, I can't figure out how to do this link right now, so let's focus. Okay, I'll send him the link later. So, welcome once again. So the crown chakra, we're talking about connecting with God and the universe and everything. The color is white, or sometimes you could say light purple or violet or something. I like white just because it's easier. We got blue, purple, and white here with the chakras. Or I like the idea of it being rainbow. So kind of all the colors in one, sort of like white is that. So you see I got the rainbow Jimmy going. So today, connecting with God and the universe. So what does that mean to me? I'm not really sure. So we got this book that I'd like to read from, and that's gonna be the section on the basics, the chakra basics. We're gonna look at this book. It's called God, written by this guy. So we'll see what this is about. I've never read this book before, so we'll start. This is part one of this book called God, because that's what we're going to talk about on Sundays. So I guess I'll start flipping through here. Looks like we got a table of contents, and we'll see. I don't know if you can get that. It looks like it's taking different readings from stuff that I've heard of. The first one is Job, then we got Socrates, St. Paul, and it goes on. We got Rumi. That's pretty much everyone that I've heard of. So let's start with the prologue. So today the book again is God. We're going to see what this is all about. Prologue. Okay, by this guy, Deepak Chopra. Like a car with two steering wheels, the world has been guided by two forces, the spiritual and the secular, that fight for control. The secular has seized the advantage today, but for many centuries the power lay with spirituality. Visionaries could shape the future as much as kings, often more. A king was anointed by God, but visionaries were visited by God. They heard this message personally before appearing in public to announce what God wanted people to do. I became fascinated by the perplexing situation that visionaries find themselves thrust into. This is Deepak Chopra talking. Very few asked for this power to affect other people. God wrenched them from the comfort of everyday life and guided their steps. The voice they heard in their head wasn't their own, but divinely inspired. What was that like? On one hand, it must have been terrifying. In a world that made a spectacle of feeding martyrs to lions, crucifying saints as enemies of the state, and jealously guarding old religions, the voice of God could be pronouncing a death sentence. On the other hand, to experience the divine was ecstatic, as witnessed by the mystical poets in every culture who had a love affair with the divine. That mixture of rapture and torment became the seed of this book. Cool. God, in quotes, is an empty term except as it finds expression through the revelations of all the saints, prophets, and mystics of history. They exist to plant the seeds of spirituality as direct experience rather than a matter of hope and faith. Yet no one can say that God was revealed in one consistent shape, delivering one consistent message. Quite the opposite, it says here in this book. Somehow, revelations can be divine and contradictory at the same time. What does that mean? Why doesn't God just say what's on his or her mind and let it spread to every people? The contradiction in holy messages arose because of our own limitations. Let's assume that God is infinite, okay? Our minds are not equipped to perceive the infinite. We perceive what we are prepared to see and know. Infinity reveals itself in bits and pieces, tailored to each society, epoch, and habit of mind. We label as God mere glimpses of higher reality, like seeing one figure in Da Vinci's The Last Supper. A glimpse fills us with wonder, but the whole thing has been missed. With that in mind, I've turned this novel into a meditation about God in us. Only half is fictional, devoted to 10 visionaries entranced by the words that God spoke to them. Okay, so that's, I guess, what these readings are going to be. There's 10 chapters, so I guess what he says is it's reflections of what God meant when he singled out these sages, seers, prophets, and poets. Okay, so that's who those people are, I guess. The message wasn't the same each time. Job in the Old Testament heard something very different from what St. Paul in the New Testament heard, yet one sees a pattern. Interesting. God evolves. That's why we keep speaking and never. That's why he keeps speaking and never grows silent. The very basic fact that God has shifted between he, she, it, and none of the above shows how changeable the divine presence is. But to say that God evolves implies that he began in an immature state and then grew into fullness, when every faith holds that God is infinite to begin with. What actually evolved was human understanding. Ah, interesting. For thousands of years, perhaps as far back as cave dwellers, the human mind held a capacity for higher reality. Sacred paintings and statues are as ancient as civilization, preceding written language and probably even agriculture. Interesting. So the idea of God preceding written language and agriculture. Nearness to God is a constant, not just in human history, but in human nature. If we are connected to our souls, the connection is permanent, even if our attention falters. We think that God changes because our own perception waxes and wanes, like the moon. The message keeps coming, though, and God keeps showing different faces. Sometimes the whole nation of the divine gets hidden. The whole notion of the divine gets hidden when secular forces snatch the steering wheel and attempt to drive alone. Interesting. But the force of spirituality never fully surrenders. God stands for our need to know ourselves, and as awareness evolves, so does God. This journey never ends. At this moment, somewhere in the world, a person is waking up in the middle of the night, hearing a message that feels uncanny, as if arriving from another reality. Actually, there must be many such visitations every night. Okay? And the people who step forth to announce what they've heard from a motley crew of crazies, artists, avatars, rebels, and saints. Oh, excuse me. I've always wanted to join this motley crew. This is Deepak Chopra. And in the following pages, I get to imagine that I belong with them. Don't we all, at some level, want to join the outsiders? Their stories tear at our hearts and uplift our souls. The lessons they learned from the human race down unknown. The lessons they learned took the human race down unknown roads. They could do worse than to jump the track of everyday life and follow them. They could do worse than to jump the track of everyday life and follow them, meaning these crazy people that are talking to God. So this is by Deepak Chopra, written April 2012. That's the prologue. I think that's probably enough for now. So next week we'll get into chapter 1. Job says, I am the Lord thy God. So we'll see what God's all about more next week on Sunday for Daily Chakra Sunday number 2. Let's get into pose of the day. I'm sitting straight up now. That's cool. So just as a reminder, chakras starting at the base of the spine, coming all the way up. There's 7 of them. You don't have to believe in them. That's the bonus point here. You don't have to believe in the chakras. The point is the principles. So sitting up nice and tall, I can imagine all of my chakras. They are red and then orange, yellow, green, you may recall, blue, purple, and white, or rainbow, I like for Sunday. So we can see, let's just close eyes. You can see, or just imagine the rainbow that is your life. And look at it this way. Everything, you could say that everything's made of energy, including light. And light, the white light has all the colors of the rainbow in it. So that's the color of the day, Sunday. It's almost like you are part of that. Since you're part of energy, you have energy that comes in and out. You are basically made of energy, according to what we believe now. The whole rainbow exists inside you, it turns out. So what a cool thing to visualize. So we can sit up and maybe the rainbow is coming out of my crown chakra. That's like the apex of the circle, and it's maybe coming down this way. So here's my aura of rainbow today on Sunday, where I can connect with God and the universe. It's pretty cool. I've been doing that ever since I was a kid, going to church. So it makes sense for me to do it today as well, even though I haven't been to church in some time. I kind of am in the mood for a little spinal twist and some hammy action, which I think will get us in the mood for tomorrow when we wake up and we're going to do some grounding work for Monday morning. So why don't you join me here on the floor in my room? We'll give you the bookshelf. So let's do a little spinal twist and some hammies. So what I want to do first, my favorite pose, one of them, Janushirshasana. So one leg out and the other one sort of like this, above the knee. So we want to sit up nice and tall, like imagine the rainbow again coming out of your face, basically. And so a lot of times, we remember this stretch from soccer, right? And I played baseball. I played soccer too when I was a kid, but basically any sport, this is a stretch that you're going to do. So you got your right leg tucked in here above the knee, and your left leg straight out. So when we come down to this pose a lot, there's a lot of reaching and slouching like this. One thing that people forget is this is actually a bit of a twist. You're coming to the left here a little bit over this knee. So you don't want to just reach this way. You don't want to just reach this way. It's a bit of a twist. So this hip is coming toward the foot. Okay, so your right hip is coming toward the left foot. So to warm up for that, we're going to twist this way. So what I want you to do is get some grounding happening with the hand here so that you can sit up tall. Grounding with the hand behind will help your spine get up nice and tall. Okay, take a nice deep breath in. And exhale and twist out over to the left. Let it go. Nice deep breaths here. Nice gentle twist, preparing for it to come down over the left knee and coming toward the foot or ankle, whatever you can reach today. And the point is, again, we're not slouching down for it. We have a nice tall spine, and what we want to picture here is we're coming up and over, if you will, the belly, coming up and over the belly, coming up and over the knee, reaching toward the toe or the ankle or the foot. So let's, nice little bit of a stretch here again. Let's inhale, bring the arms up, why not? Exhale, remember, send the right hip toward your foot. And that's nice. So we want to keep, you can see I'm kind of rounding here, so what I want to do is kind of come forward from the ground up. So you'll see my back coming like this, moving forward from the ground up here. So you're sending, actually, this hip is coming back, and try to, all right, this hip coming back, your other hip coming forward. See how that feels. Nice long leg. A couple deep breaths, and remember to come forward from the ground up. So maybe you can only reach the ankle today. It's my own ankle. How about it? So that was nice. Let's straighten legs and maybe do a little pitter patter there. Not bad. All right, so we'll do the other side. So now bring the left leg in just above the knee, and remember, we're going to twist, not just shooting for the foot, we're going to twist around to the right first. So grounding with your back hand around the back here, and nice twist around this way. Breathe all the air out. Another breath. Very nice. Nice tall spinal twist there. And now we're going to come for the foot. Remember, not just slouching down, sending your right hip toward the foot, and your hand coming across almost. And then you want to move forward from the ground up, so the bottom is coming this way, keeping a nice tall spine, because we're focusing on the top chakra, actually. Even though we're stretching the hammies right now, the top chakra should be engaged. Nice tall straight spine. That's how you accomplish that. Nice couple breaths here. I really like this pose because the hamstring and the leg is a major muscle group, and to get that relaxed is nice, especially when you're about to go to sleep, which is what I'm about to do. So this one helps me go to bed. I like to do yoga before bed, so you may notice that we're a little late on the show today, but this is perfect because doing yoga before bed, just a little stretch, is really good. It helps you actually relax and go to bed even easier. So now I'm actually laying on the ground and the knees are coming in. Knees come to the chest. This is maybe the best pose in yoga. I'll say that again. What you're looking at right here could be the most important pose for you. It's one of them for me because this is elongating the spine. You're extending the tailbone as well as your crown, or the spine is nice and straight, and your tailbone is being elongated right here. So nice straight spine. Oh man, it feels so good. This is the best. I don't know if you guys are getting that same feeling, but especially before bed, I mean, this is the way to go. And you stretch your legs out there. So it's almost like we're coming to Shavasana here. You know what? That's a great idea. Let's do our meditation in Shavasana. How's that sound? So let me get the phone. Got my 5-minute timer coming here on the iPhone 5. And so remember, meditation is not a spiritual thing. It is a brain thing first. What does that mean? All day, my brain is basically going crazy, thinking a million thoughts, and all kinds of other unexpected stimuli are coming up. My mind's racing basically all day. And even when I'm sleeping, my brain's going apeshit. So the only way to calm it down is to consciously, you gotta take 5 minutes and meditate. Basically what that's doing, you're calming the mind down, giving it a chance to reset a little bit. So that's the goal here. So you don't have to think of it as some spiritual thing. I mean, yeah, I know we're talking about God today, but, I think the spiritual connection can come later. First, think of it as it's a brain thing. But actually, you know what? I take that back. Today is the day where you think of it as spiritual, because today is the spiritual connection day. So forget what I just said about it being a brain thing. It's a brain thing tomorrow. Right now, this is a spiritual thing. God, we just read an excerpt of the book. It's entitled God. So I figure, why not read that? So let's get into the meditation here. I'm laying on my back. This is like the best feeling. My favorite part of yoga class, besides mountain pose probably. And so, hey, maybe I'm connected with God and the universe. The 7th chakra suggests that this is exactly what is the case. Maybe God's real, the universe is real, and I'm part of it. There's a chance that that's true. I don't know. What do you think? Put it in the comments. I would like to actually hear. What's your opinion? Are we connected with God and the universe? It's an interesting thing to consider. So, love to hear your opinion. Matter of fact, email me, jeff@dailychakra.com, whether you think we're connected with God or not. Interested to hear your opinion. So, let's just assume right now for the meditation that I am connected to God. Nice breath there. Look at that. Maybe I am connected with God and the universe. I don't know. It's a pretty cool thing to think about. Maybe it's true. It is the case. And see how that feels. The color again is white today. The color of God's beard is white. The pearly gates would be white. Heaven, you think of the white light. Maybe I can kind of feel that a little bit right now. I think I probably can. So let's imagine it. How about the white light warming me up right now? I can feel the warm white light from starting at my toes. The white light of the universe can engulf me, maybe. Let's find out. So the white light is moving, warming up my toes. And the tops of my feet and the bottoms of my feet. Moving up to my ankles, my shins and calves, my knees. My knees took a bit of a beating today, so The white light maybe is going to hang out a little bit at the knees right now. Moving up the thighs and my butt. The white light is shining on my butt right now. And my crotch too. It's on the same level there. White light shining from, my front and back, basically in the pelvic region right now. Feels good. Moving up toward the stomach and lower back. White light is now covering basically my entire lower body. Moving up through the chest. White light shining through my heart. How about that? Feels pretty cool. Moving out to cover the shoulders and upper arms and elbow, lower arms, forearms, and hands. The white light shining out of both of my hands too. Moving up to the neck, the jaw, white light helping relax my jaw right now. And up over my eyes to my third eye, white light shining out of there too. And finally up to the crown chakra, today's superstar. And now that white light magically transforms into all the colors of the rainbow, shining out of the top of my head. And look at that, there's the timer. So let's hang with that for a second. The rainbow coming out of the top of my head. It's pretty cool. So that was a nice little body scan. That's what that's called. So that was the white light body scan for Sunday. Totally feel ready to go to sleep now. Hope you enjoyed the reading from the book. It was called God. So we'll get into chapter 1 next week. That was the prologue. So next Sunday we'll talk about chapter 1. I think it was Job. So we'll see you. I'll be back online 7 a.m. tomorrow. That's Monday. That is in just about 12 hours. Or no, just about 7 hours. We'll see you then. Hopefully I'll have worked out and eaten a nice meal by then. So that's the goal. I'll report back as to whether or not I actually did that. Worked out in the morning and then had a nice meal. So tomorrow we're going to get into chakra numero uno, the root chakra. So remember, tomorrow sucks and we got to go to work. Well, here's some tips on how to get through that tomorrow. Monday morning, daily chakra yoga talk. We're getting there. Tomorrow is Monday, day 2. So week 2 we're entering into tomorrow. I think it will be better than week 1. So tune in. Stay tuned, subscribe up to the channel, Daily Chakra. This is the Yoga Talk Show, and make today awesome. I know there's only 10 minutes left, but you still have a chance. I'm going to maybe do a little more reading. I have to write in my journal, 1 page, and then we'll get into it tomorrow morning. All right, make today awesome. End of broadcast, end of week 1.